What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. For those of you stopping by for the first time, do me a real quick favor. See that red subscribe button down below? Go ahead and push that to show your support for the channel. Those of you stopping by that have been here before, welcome back to TLTG Reviews, my friends. Glad you came to see me. So it's that time again. It's the weekly rotation. What week number is it? It's week number 18. Stay tuned. So starting off on Sunday was one that I've recently gotten. Great guy that's the face of the brand. He and his business partners created something not completely unique, but far from the standard mold of fragrance for sure. The motto and the moniker of this fragrance is amazing. I'll put the picture right here. You'll know immediately what I'm talking about when you see that picture of Sean Crenshaw, and it's from Sean Crenshaw. It's ovation for men. Gotta love that. That's mantra. Every man deserves an ovation. Oh, God, such a creamy scent. With the note breakdown, you wouldn't think it would be so creamy, but it really is. It's very aromatic and very creamy, and there's no creamy type of notes and no lavender. It's the damnedest thing. But the blend is incredible. It's very well put together. It's signature scent worthy. I mean, nothing groundbreaking on the presentation, but it's got a very clean and crisp look. Cap holds strong. Real good atomizer, as you saw. And the scent is incredible. I will have, I'll go ahead and put it right here. I'll put that review right there if you want to check it out. Links are in the description in that video if you want to go check it out and get a bottle for yourself. They only come in 50 ml. And like I said, it's very well put together. If you get on the town a lot, very business professional, a lot of events, this is going to be for you. It's ovation for men. And then later that night, when I got out of the shower, Nautical Voyage N83. Not so much slept on, as not a whole lot of people talk about it. Some do. It's that Voyage DNA with a much mintier, fruitier take. Probably the second most popular one from the Voyage line. I absolutely love this one myself. I love spraying this one out the shower. It does perform decent, but at the same time, it's real good when you're fresh out the shower. That's Nautical Voyage N83. Moving on into Monday. So I bought this one to have a backup bottle because they finally started popping up in the rack stores again. And I had somebody in the comments say, man, check your bottle. The performance on the new ones is terrible from what I hear. And that is English Laundry Cambridge Night. And they're absolutely right. Compared to, I actually have it right here behind the camera in this box. Compared to my bottle from 2 years ago, this is an 8 to 9 hour fragrance with very strong projection. This is a 3 to 4 hour fragrance with very weak projection. And see the difference in the coloration? So this one came from a box. This one was one of those loose ones that you find right now. You see the difference in the bottle? So even the bottle is different. This is shinier and harder to see through, and this is completely transparent. So just be on the lookout. If you happen to see one that's completely transparent, that's a great one to get if you happen to see it. Now, this is a good fragrance. Still, the scent's the same, but the performance is terrible. You're going to need to keep it with you, and you're going to need to refresh over and over. Unfortunately, it saddens me greatly that they have destroyed this juice, but it still smells amazing. You just got to refresh over and over. So, and that's Cambridge Night, English Laundry. And then later that evening, one of the few ladies' fragrances that I have. It smells just like Versace Mano Fresh. It's Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Perfume. Yep, the frosted glass, the women's version. I love this one. Very, very good scent. I got it beginning of fall, and it wasn't really time. I've only worn it a few times. Wasn't really time for it yet, and this was way more performance than I normally like out the shower, but I just saw it and I said, yeah, why not? I grabbed it, I sprayed it. It smells incredible. It's a bit more floral, not much with the bamboo note than Versace Mano Fresh, but this will absolutely remind you of Versace Mano Fresh. It's not one-to-one, but it's very, very close. And it's a solid performer, and it smells great. And you can find them at the rack stores all the time. It's Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Perfume. Moving on into Tuesday, as you can see that big old banner behind me now, that's what I was talking about with something you'll see in the videos now from Happy Land. I actually did a full review on this one as well. I'll leave this in the end screened at the end if you want to check that review out. But this is from Happy Land Studio. It's Amberland. One of my new favorites from the house. If you like a strong amber fragrance, you're bound to like this one. This one rocketed to my top 5 favorites of the 14 that are available. I did get Blue Fire in. I am missing Barbershop. I forgot to get Barbershop. So I have one left to complete the line. But Amberland stands on its own. It's very well rounded. Solid projector, 10-hour fragrance. It's just a great fragrance. If you like amber, this is going to be the one from Happy Land Studio for you. Oh, God, it smells so good. It really does. Not really going to be the best thing in the high summer heat, but right now in the spring, this is a great fragrance. Happy Land, Amberland. And then later that evening, I actually shaved, and that night, so I always have some type of aftershave that's going to hold strong for a little while. This time it was Bulgari Blue. And this stuff, good Lord, for every bit of 5 hours later, I could still smell it on myself. And this one smells so good. This is so creamy and powdery. The fragrance itself is great. I had used the shower gel as well. And when I got out the shower, I shaved my head and my neck and all that good stuff and lined everything up. And this was the aftershave that I used. My God, it layered so well. It smelled so good, and it was so strong, I didn't even need to do 1 or 2 spritzes of the fragrance. I just rolled with the aftershave. It was so good. If you see these out at the rack stores, because that's where I got mine, the little gift sets, don't sleep on Bulgari Blue. It was in one of my spring lists for a reason, because this is a great fragrance, and the aftershave is the same thing, just a lotion. Moving into Wednesday. This one has a very strong cooling effect from the peppermint in it. I did just sell off my backup bottle because I've learned that backup bottles aren't really a thing for me because I have so many and there's so many different things I want to wear all the time that it just doesn't make sense, I guess, to have a backup bottle. It's Acqua di Parma Colonia Club. It smells great, strong cooling effect. Oh man, super green. Green is a good color for this bottle. Very spring. This was #1 on my spring niche list. This is a great fragrance. I absolutely love this one. You can get them in a decent price range. It's been a little while since I've looked. I want to say it was between that $60 to $80 range for a tester in the low end, and then for a full presentation in the high end of that. And it's a strong. You got to like that strong cooling effect from the mint, because this one absolutely has it, and it's going to stay on your skin for several minutes. It's going to a very strong cooling effect. It's very refreshing when it's real hot and you're getting pretty sweaty. Good fresh out the gym is a good way to look at it. If you don't shower after the gym and you're going straight to run errands or whatever, this will be good for that. Acqua di Parma Colonia Club. And then later that evening, once I got out the shower, was Tommy Into the Surf. This is another one not a whole lot of people talk about. Very fruity and creamy. It's tropical without being too tropical. This can be a daily driver in the warmer weather. And it's a very good fragrance. You can find them for 20 bucks for these 100 mLs everywhere you can find them. I got this one at the rack store sometime last year at Marshall's. And it's a fantastic fragrance. I love spraying this one out the shower. This is another one that performs a little bit better than I typically want in something out the shower. But man, and now it's not a beast by any means, but I mean 4 or 5 hours, that's what you would expect with a Tommy Hilfiger fragrance. And I'll tell you what, this one, it's going to remind you of a few things, but I can't quite pinpoint exactly what it smells like. But it's very good in my opinion, and that's Tommy Into the Surf. Moving into Thursday, this is one that I haven't worn in quite a while, and it was due. And I just reached for it and sprayed heavy. I think I put 10 sprays on and didn't refresh because it was a little bit later in the day. It wasn't early in the morning that I put it on. So this is from Mercedes-Benz. This is the original Mercedes-Benz. Love this fragrance. It's basically Fahrenheit cologne. Aqua Fahrenheit type of vibe. More Fahrenheit cologne though, because it's a citrus, lighter version of Fahrenheit. It is of Fahrenheit DNA. Minus the leather. The note breakdown is very similar to Fahrenheit cologne if you check for Fragrantica. And this is one that every bit of a 7-hour fragrance. Smells great in my opinion. You're going to get that violet leaf, nice and proud, violet leaf and nutmeg, but you're going to get a lot of citruses up top that really lighten it up. And it's one that's underrated and underappreciated, and you can get them for 25 bucks online, 25 bucks at Ross, Dress for Less when you can find them over there. That's where I got this bottle. Like I said, it's one that's criminally underrated in my opinion. That's not for everybody. But if you like Fahrenheit DNA, Mercedes-Benz, you'll probably like it. And then later that evening, when I got out the shower, was Cremo, Bergamot and Musk. This is one that I love to spray after a shave or out the shower. It gives, I know it's supposed to be an Aventus clone in a sense, and you can kind of get the vibe that that's kind of where they were going for it, but it's more barbershop in my opinion. It's got a crispness to the musk from the bergamot, and I'm not a big fan of musk, but certain musks really do it for me, and this is one of them. And it's, I believe it's discontinued from Cremo. They're not making it anymore, so if you see them out in the wild, Target, Walmart, wherever you run across it, if you were thinking about grabbing it, now's a good time to grab it because I believe it's a discontinued if I remember correctly. That and Leather and Oud. And this is one of my favorites from the house for sure. Not because it's any type of Creed Aventus smell, but because it's very barbershop and it's very refreshing out the shower. That's Cremo, Bergamot, and Musk. Moving into Friday. So this is another one where I'll put the review at the end of the video with one of the little end screens. Very redundant in my collection because it smells exactly like two other fragrances, but hey, I still enjoy it. It's Davidoff, Run Wild. Like I said, I'll put that review at the end of the video if you want to check it out. This smells exactly like Azara wanted and about 90% of Spice Bomb Night Vision. If you have either one of those, you probably don't want to grab this one. But if you don't have those, you were debating on getting it, it's going to be the one to get because it's cheaper and the performance is almost what and what. My wife actually said it was a little too powerful for her because she doesn't really care for strong cinnamon. And this definitely has strong cinnamon. Bubblegum opening, strong cinnamon in the transition and dry down. And you can have them real cheap. Somebody in the group posted 100 ml for $18 from a Scented Monkey on eBay, which is a legit seller. They have a YouTube channel on YouTube as well. I haven't watched them in a long time, speaking of. But Davidoff Run Wild, you can get it cheap. And it's a great scent. And then, fresh out the shower, the one constant every week, Nautica Classic. Tried and true. My favorite cheap marine out the shower fragrance. Oh, smells so good. Shower gel, salty marine, aquatic. You can find them online for around $10 for 100 ml. And it's very, very nostalgic. This is a 90s fragrance at its finest. I've been wearing this one for a long time. This is not my first bottle. Most certainly will not be my last bottle, but it is one of my favorites, and that's Nautica Classic. Then moving into Saturday. So I originally had plans of wearing Kajal Homme and doing a full review, and I'm going to do that this week. But man, when I got up, I was feeling something else. It's been a little while since I wore it, popped it on my skin, fell in love with it all over again because it's been a little while. From Zaharoff, Club de Nuit Intense Man. Some people love it, some people hate it. I could care less because I love it. Oh, it's an early 2018 batch, so it's not the extra fruity as much as it's the Smoky Magic batch is what I like to call this. This is Smoky Magic. This is a great fragrance. It's a powerhouse on my skin. It's all day, heavy sillage, strong projector. I think I paid like $26 for it a couple of years ago. Great, great fragrance. Get on the Club de Nuit Intense Man hype train because the hype is real on this one. I haven't smelled the newer ones. Don't get me wrong, but as far as the bottle I have, it's a damn good fragrance. Arguably better than Creed Aventus itself. I like this one a lot more. This is a great, 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 great fragrance, and that's Club de Nuit Intense Man by Zaharoff. And then later that evening, this is starting to become one of my favorite out the shower fragrances as well. You can see by the dent in this one. It's Nautica Voyage Sport. This is a great fragrance. This is one that I have a feeling before long I'll be grabbing a 100 ml because this is a 50 ml. I have a 50 ml of this one and Voyage Heritage. And I wear, some weeks it's this I wear once or twice. Some weeks it's Voyage Heritage I wear once or twice. I love the Voyage line. And I have a feeling I'll need 100 mls of both of those. Oh. God, they just smell so good. That's kind of my ritual. For the most part, it's Nautica fragrances when I get out the shower, and this one's no different. On Saturday night, Nautica Voyage Sport. So that's the rotation for this past week, for week 18. Coming up on week 19, I'm not sure if it'll be another free-for-all week like this was, or if I will do a theme. I actually have not sprayed on anything yet at the shooting of this video. I have not decided what I'm going to do. I'll give an update at some point. But until next time, do me a real quick favor. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. I do appreciate all the feedback. I love hearing from you guys. What did y'all wear this week? Was there something that was just speaking to you that you just kept spraying a couple of days in a row, you couldn't get away from it? Or did you get a lot of variety in your week? Let me know down in the comments. And until next time, I will say, if you get your hands on any of these, you give them a spray now, you might just thank me later. Have a good one, guys.